How you doing, good people? This is the 8-Bit Animal. Happy Halloween. Since today is Halloween, last day of spooky season, I figured I would culminate things by discussing basically the precursor to what we came to know as the survival horror genre. Though I would still contend that Berserk and Pac-Man are the earliest survival horror games. I'll give it you more. This game is a movie tie-in based on a Japanese horror film that shares its name with the title of the game. And it was developed and published by Capcom and directed by Takeru Fujiwara, who before this worked on Ghosts and Goblins. So man's had his foot in the horror space before he got to this. This game, in a much different turn from Ghosts and Goblins, is an RPG. So yeah, we're going to talk about what makes this so unique in a sec. How about right now? Today, we're going to take a quick look at Sweet Home, No Alabama. Alright, so this game follows the plot of the film pretty closely from what I gather. Never seen the film, can't really find it streaming anywhere with subtitles, so don't really worry about it. But yeah, it follows a film crew that makes their way into the home of an artist, Ishiro Mamiya. I think that's how you pronounce that. But this artist has apparently hid a bunch of frescoes in his home, but he's also disappeared and has been gone for some time. Well, they get into the house, the film crew that is. There's a cave-in at the door, and they're blocked in. This happens, and then all of a sudden a ghost appears, and the ghost is yelling at him. That baby is mad. She big mad. Why are you in my house? Why are you trespassing? This house shall be your tomb. And she ain't playing, because you find a bunch of dead bodies scattered around this house that are going to tell you that, yeah, I couldn't get out. Chandelier got me. Blah, blah, blah. Again, this is an RPG. Every member of your party has a specific specialized skill, much like many other RPGs. And you have to work together to get out of the house. Well, the problem with that is there are instances where somebody might die. And if a character dies, you can't bring them back. That's permadeath. Any skills that they have, those skills are probably going to be missed. From door unlocking skills to healing, all manner of stuff. But you can collect all of the items that they would use and still be able to use them. Not as effectively, but you'll still be able to use them. There are puzzles scattered throughout this game. It is a true to form role-playing game with a heavy emphasis on horror. And yeah, they didn't really like it all that heavy in Japan when it came out, but it's developed quite the cult following. It's particularly here in the States. And since this game has just kind of gotten on the radar of American gamers, fan translations have appeared. You can get reproduction cartridges of it. People have modded the ROM and dumped translated ROM on the internet so you can just play it straight from an emulator. All manner of ways to play this now. And in my opinion, it is a piece of history. One is one of very few Capcom licensed games from Capcom, movie licenses that is. Very few have happened back then, at least. Stuff like Little Nemo, which was based on the anime, which was based on the early 1900s comic strip. There was Willow, which got an arcade and an NES game. I don't count The Little Mermaid just because there was a cartoon based on The Little Mermaid around the time that Disney and Capcom were working together. So, in my opinion, this is absolutely one of the earlier movie licenses that Capcom handled. And they handled it well. And this game does... It truly is the forerunner to the Resident Evil franchise. The mansion, the undead, characters that are specialize in different things, stuff like that, all kind of played into at least the first Resident Evil game. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Sweet Home is a good trip down memory lane. You can see where Capcom was on back in those days. And yeah, it's a solid RPG, something that you should definitely check out. Now, if you decide you want to play Sweet Home and you would rather have a physical copy than play a ROM, if you get a Famicom cart, Famicom carts are pricey. Also, Famicom carts by and large are not translated, so 1, make sure you have something you can play it on. 2, make sure you can read Japanese, because you're going to need it. RPG, lots of text. If you decide you want to go the reproduction cart route, I have one. Reproduction carts of Sweet Home run a variety of different prices. You can get them from a bunch of different places. This one was got off an Etsy store. So yeah, just look around, do a little legwork. You can absolutely find a copy of Sweet Home with a fan translation for a good price. Typically under $50. And I think that's a good price for something like this. But yeah, this has been the 8-Bit Animal. I'll catch you beautiful people tomorrow. Tomorrow. You know, if the NES wasn't good for nothing else, it was really good for educating us on athletes that we didn't know existed until that game came out. This race car driver is another example of that.